There are many things about the city of Lagos that leave a lasting picture in the minds of the visitors and give a sense of belonging to its inhabitants. And it is not just the energy in the air or the industriousness of the people. It's the feeling that somehow you're part of a growing population that make up of a commercial hub of Africa, the city that's always on the move. Located in the southwestern region of Nigeria, Lagos is known for its high commercial activities, tourist attractions, beach resorts, nightlife, and a combination of different classes of people who have made settlement for themselves in pockets of areas around the state. But in the midst of this boisterous city are small pockets of rogue settlement, not found anywhere in the initial planning of the city, but nevertheless housing a thriving population of people who have made it their home. Makoko is one of such settlements, arguably one of the most popular slums in Lagos, with fragile-looking structures made of wood and bamboo, floating gently on the bed of brownish water, surrounded by slow-moving canoes. Known to many as the poorest community in Lagos, its inhabitants have carved a life for themselves on the lagoon that stretches across popular Third Mainland Bridge and empties into the Atlantic Ocean. Here, survival isn't just for the fittest, because the people, both young and old, have shown what it means to create indigenous ways of living away from the usual urban lifestyles. With local canoes as their main means of transportation and wooden structures that serve as home tightly packed around one another, getting basic infrastructure in Makoko slum is an expectation that is almost far-fetched, and this apparent lack of amenities extend even to basic things like access to formal education for these children living in the watery depths of Makoko. One of the only functional schools in Makoko is a privately owned learning center known as Divine Wisdom Nursery and Primary School. Established in 2019, Divine Wisdom Nursery and Primary School trails behind almost every school in Lagos when it comes to basic facilities needed for the average learning center.
My name is Oban January. I am a director of Divine Wisdom Nursery and Primary School. So the school was renewed last 2 years ago, 2019. This is Makoko community. Before Makoko community, we are not educated and we are trying to go up. So my mission and vision is to develop education in Makoko community. So that is why I opened a school in Water. Before, the school was renewed by myself. So with the assistance of my mother, I opened in the school.
With no chairs, tables, textbooks, or notebooks to write in, there's little or no excitement when it comes to attending school every day for children of Makoko. But this is the only life they know.
Our students, they are sitting in the floor. So the construction of the house is known very well. We don't have benches and we don't have any books to teach them very well. Especially English language, we don't have any books because our students, they are not paying money, they are not paying school fees. So we are assisting ourselves. We said that we want to develop education. That is why we are working. We are working without salary. So sometimes people, they are giving us 5,000. They are sitting with 1,000, 2,000 that we are parents. So we don't have any sponsor yet.
Divine Wisdom Nursery and Primary School is run entirely by volunteers. Features a customized curriculum that takes into cognizance the unique lifestyle of residents of Makoko settlements. The volunteer teachers who work in the school without any remuneration, except for some meager financial assistance from the parents and well-wishers, are optimistic in spite of the deplorable condition of the school and the constant need to encourage students to show up.
We need something is called slate, and in French its name is ardoise. And we need books We need pencils, we need biro, we need a board. We don't have board. The board we are using is a chalkboard. We need marker board.
If the optics of Learning Center at Makoko is anything to go by, the hope of getting any standard formal education in the slums may have been long forgotten.
We are using boats to carry them. As teachers, we are picking them from their home to bring them to school. So we are getting boats and we are paying for the boat. We don't have our own boat. We are paying every week 1,000 naira to collect the boat from one person and use it to carry them to school. We need assistance if we can get boat and those things, so we will work more than that. And if we can see somebody or any organization to help us and pay our teachers and help the school about the constitution and benches, all those things, we will work more than that.
The children in Makoko slum may have more silent questions than answers when it comes to getting the rudiments of learning. Passing the required knowledge to the pupils has not been an easy task because of lack of teaching tools like marker board, learning materials, writing tools, and even a standard teaching curriculum. Getting the pupils to class may not be as demanding as acquiring the materials needed to pass across the knowledge to them. But what does it take for the pupils of Makoko to get basic education, be able to compete with other students of their kind across Nigeria? For the pupils of Divine Wisdom Nursery and Primary School Makoko, the luxury of learning with some of the digital tools of the 21st century may be something they might never have access to, at least not anytime in the coming years.
Our teachers, we don't have any books we can use to teach them. We are using our phones to search, Google, and do all these things and get information and topics to teach them. We need books and in English and if it's possible in French too, to teach them more than what we are doing, because we are using phone and there's many things we are not seeing it in the phone to show them.
And within the same geographical area in Yaba, Lagos, is Olonode Street, where Bloomfield Heights School is nested. Just like Divine Wisdom Nursery and Primary School, as well as most enterprises in Nigeria, this school was founded on hard-earned resolve, tons of determination, severely unbridled passion, and a headstrong will to make better things happen.
My name is Vanessa Ebo. I am a lawyer by profession. I am the owner, the proprietress of Bloomfield Heights. It's a new startup, it's a school, but we're passionate about learning. I'm a lawyer, I've been practicing for a long time until I had my kids, and I started, they were going to school and I started teaching them. I realized that I was doing 70% of the work and the school was doing 30% of the work. So, and then I started teaching my kids all the time, and then my neighbors would drop off their kids, I'll teach them along, I'll post it on my status, and people were like, oh, Vanessa, do you own a school? Are you sure you're a lawyer? Don't you think you should start a school?
Catering for young children between the ages of 3 months to 7 years old, the establishment of the privately owned school transformed a house into a full-blown educational center for cogent reasons.
I was passionate about it, so I said, okay, let me give it a shot. And I started, and it's really been awesome because it gives me the opportunity to teach what the regular schools don't do that I realized. It gives me the opportunity to spend time not just with my children, but with other people's children, because I love teaching, I love being a mom, I love educating others.
Sporting standard learning equipment, recreational facilities, and school fittings, which make up the key functionality features of the school, as well as frequently trained teachers and up-to-date learning curricula. A few more things stand out in this fast-growing school on this side of Yaba, Lagos.
We're passionate about education here, particularly we are passionate about reading. At Bloomfield Heights, we encourage our children to read, read, read. In fact, they start their day with reading, they end their day with reading. Reading means everything they see, they should read it. So at Bloomfield Heights, our children start reading as early as possible. So I mean, even our babies take books home.
With a deep disparity existing between both experiences in full view, is there then a far-reaching hope of success for children whose backgrounds are deeply humble and who may not see life as we know it with any form of rose-colored glasses.
It's unfortunate if you don't help these children, they will come back to bite us, and it doesn't feel good to have your child doing well and then you look at another child not doing. Every child is intelligent. It just depends. We're like their makers, right? So we have to work harder. We have to do better than we're doing. I feel education is the right of every child. I think every child's right is to be well educated. I think the standard of education should be the same across board. I mean, no child is a slum child. Children are blessings from God and they deserve to be educated. So, I mean, I believe that even the big or bourgeois schools should cut across all areas. For instance, in Lagos, in Nigeria actually, right? We shouldn't say, because the truth is, being an educator and a school owner so far, the questions I ask myself is, what makes your school fees really high? So it's actually your overhead. So if you are the so-called slum place, your overhead is cut down, so you can accommodate all children as well. Because, I mean, if you have all children well educated, we have a better Nigeria and we have a better world.
From the true life tale of the school off the coast of Yaba and the school on the terra firma of the same suburban area on Lagos mainland, we took a further walk down the streets of Lagos to the island in order to discover a truth. Is inequality in education also a phenomenon on the pristinely acclaimed island extension of Lagos, or is it just a Lagos mainland malady? The verdict is clear. Taking a look between Ikota and Victoria Garden City, which are located along the Lekki-Ekpe Expressway on the island in Lagos, standards of education in the same geographical area present themselves in varying standards, literally. We safely arrive at a conclusion. Just like water and oxygen are only acceptable at certain standards, under which they are declared safe, healthy, and productive. The basics of education should also exist in all localities of Nigeria at standards that will produce similar resultant effects across board and a level playing field for future generations. As there are indeed no slum children and all futures are equal, there should be no future that is more equal than others, as all futures are not only all important but also intertwined. In order to prevent this code said in accurate foresight to the leaders gone by from haunting us all, the children of the poor you failed to train will never let your children have peace, said late elder statesman Chief Obafemi Awolowo. There is an urgent and pressing need to close the wide and wild gap in equality on all sides, beginning with education, because it's not only possible and necessary, it is the only way for Nigeria to grow, and indeed the only way for Nigeria to go.